Welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through today's journey. Today we're going to unpack one of humanity's most complex, contradictory, and honestly just fascinating relationships with the natural world. I'm talking about our absolute obsession with the freezing cold. We're going to look at how we build out of it, how we suffer through it, and even how we simulate it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Why on earth do we gamify and romanticize environments that are, by definition, completely hostile to human life? Think about it. We are a warm-blooded species, yet we spend massive amounts of time, energy, and money seeking out the exact temperatures that our bodies are biologically hardwired to avoid. It's a total paradox, and it's going to take us from massive winter festivals all the way to viral digital fakes and ultimately to a very sobering reality.
So, starting off with Section 1, Ice as a Spectacle. These are the multi-million-dollar frozen playgrounds. Before we get into the psychology of all this, we really have to just look at the sheer scale of these voluntary frozen playgrounds. Take this staggering number right here, 1.2 million. That is the square meterage of the 2026 Harbin Ice and Snow World in China. It is an absolute winter wonderland sculpted from 300,000 cubic meters of ice. I mean, they are literally building an entire temporary metropolis out of frozen water, complete with these towering, crystal-clear castles.
But to actually enjoy that massive metropolis, you have to endure this. Negative 30 degrees Celsius, that is the biting extreme cold at Harbin. Yet, millions of visitors willingly brave this bone-chilling temperature to do things like, well, ride on a massive 400-meter-long ice slide. They're actively seeking out the thrill of the chill.
Now contrast the massive scale of that festival with this hyper-focused, incredibly expensive number, $300,000. I found this completely mind-blowing. That's the massive budget that mega YouTuber Mr. Beast spent just to build a fake house made entirely of ice. We're talking a 600-pound ice door and a literal toilet made of ice. And he did all of this just to see if he could survive inside it for 24 hours. So you've got millions of dollars being spent by festivals and hundreds of thousands spent by creators, all just to play in the cold.
But, surviving these voluntary spectacles requires some seriously intense preparation. Just to casually walk around Harbin, you absolutely need thermal base layers, double pants, high fill-down jackets, ushanka hats, and insulated gloves. You even have to bring heat packs specifically for your electronics, because without this gear, your phone battery is just going to instantly die on you. And far worse, your body can rapidly succumb to frostbite. We literally have to armor ourselves just to enjoy the very environments we build.
Moving to Section 2, Chasing the Deep Freeze. Let's look at the psychology of voluntary suffering. So what exactly is the psychological spectrum of the cold? Like, how do people actually react? Well, for some, it is pure, unadulterated misery. During his 24-hour stunt, Mr. Beast confessed, "I am incredibly freezing and I don't feel like moving." The cold literally broke him down physically and mentally. Actually, he even required medics to come in and check his core temperature every 30 minutes just to prevent hypothermia. The whole novelty of the situation wore off incredibly quickly.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the complete psychological contrast we see in others. While Mr. Beast was totally miserable, competitors at the Golden Ring of Russia winter swimming competition are eagerly diving into literal ice holes. For them, it isn't suffering at all. It's exhilarating. As one swimmer put it, it's about the adrenaline, the joy of life, and building immunity. They find intense health and happiness in the exact same freezing water that causes others so much pain.
Which brings us to Section 3, Fictions, Fakes, and Towers. Digitizing the cold. Because, of course, our obsession doesn't just stop in the physical world, it bleeds heavily into the digital realm, too. Think back to the ice castles of Harbin and then look at mobile games like A4 Tower Builder. They capture that exact same human urge to construct these epic, towering structures. Except here, guided by digital avatars of creators like Vlad A4 and Clint, we can simulate the building of impossible towers safely and, more importantly, comfortably from our warm homes. We basically want the spectacle without the frostbite. But sometimes, that digital simulation actually tries to trick us. I found this fascinating. So, a terrifying video went viral recently, claiming to show Russians recklessly jumping off multi-story buildings into thick snow. I mean, it looked like the ultimate crazy winter stunt. But fact-checkers at PTI actually broke it down. By extracting keyframes, spotting unnatural physics, and finally uncovering a hidden Sora AI watermark that confirmed the whole video was 98.7% synthetic. It was just a completely fake AI-generated fantasy of the cold. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 4, the cinematic freeze, Hollywood's chill and fictional snowscapes.
This obsession also builds right into the broader entertainment industry. On one hand, the industry itself is kind of freezing over. Box office earnings are hitting record lows, huge $100 million vanity projects like The Smashing Machine are completely flopping, and direct-to-streaming is totally taking over theatrical events. Yet creatively, they are still so drawn to the cold. Take the upcoming film The Ice Tower, starring Marion Cotillard. It's this eerie, mesmerizing melodrama set in a remote, snowy 1960s France about the filming of The Snow Queen. It's like the literal chill on screen is perfectly mirroring the financial chill hitting the studios.
And finally, Section 5, the harsh freezing reality, when the cold is no longer a game. We really have to pull back the curtain here and look at the final, most sobering part of this whole spectrum. Because while some of us are paying to play, others are trapped. Right now, reports are showing real families stuck in freezing apartment blocks in Russia after their heating systems completely failed. They're recording videos to the administration in Moscow, just begging for help. For them, the cold isn't a playground. It is a terrifying trap that they cannot simply pause or walk away from.
And this brilliantly illustrates an immense dichotomy in our modern world. On one side, we have these voluntary ice towers, the multi-million-dollar Harbin castles, the massive YouTube stunts, the mobile games. We actively consume the cold for fun. But on the exact opposite side, we have involuntary ice traps. Millions of people who simply cannot escape the freezing, unheated realities of their daily lives.
Which leaves us with this final overarching thought to close out this explainer. Why does humanity spend millions in capital, in time, and in precious energy seeking out and romanticizing the exact extreme freezing conditions that so actively threaten our very survival? It's a strange, multifaceted relationship for sure, and one that is absolutely worth thinking deeply about the next time you feel a shiver down your spine. Thank you so much for joining me on The Explainer today. Keep asking questions and keep learning.